Hi, parents of teens and tweens. If you were willing to push play and watch this video, you might be a bit confused and curious about the title, Responding to Teens Misbehavior with Encouragement. That's not the typical way that people think of responding to misbehavior, but it's actually the most effective. So stick with me here and let's explore why that might be. I'm going to screen share so I can show you this. There's a story I've heard about a tribe in South Africa that had an interesting way of helping its members recover from mistakes. The other villagers would make a circle around the offender and offer nothing but positive observations about who they knew that person to be and the good things that he or she had done. And in this way, they built that person up with the expectation that he or she would go forward encouraged, ready to try again. Now, I have no idea if that story is true, but isn't that a beautiful concept? Reminding someone that, hey, you made a mistake, but you are not a mistake. Sometimes I think parents and teachers get so caught up in the seriousness of the mistake and the misbehavior and how they need to be corrected that we leave kids' goodness out of the discussion. It's like we're afraid that if we point out anything positive, the kid will think they're getting away with something. Dr. Jane Nelson, one of the founders of the Positive Discipline Program, offers an eye-opening perspective when she asks, where did we ever get the crazy idea that in order to make children do better, first we have to make them feel worse? Think of the last time you felt humiliated or treated unfairly, and if somebody punished you for a mistake or something you did wrong, you probably felt like you were being treated unfairly. Did you feel like cooperating or doing better at that point? When a child has made a mistake, that's actually when they need the most encouragement. And for those of us who were raised to expect punishment for our mistakes, this may seem counterintuitive until you consider that encouragement means to give support, confidence, or hope to. When we've made a mistake, or when our kids have made a mistake, we need to have the courage and confidence to admit it, to make amends, and move forward with the belief that we're capable of doing better. So encouragement looks and sounds like listening and asking questions from a place of genuine curiosity to better understand what caused our child to do what they did. If we don't understand what they were thinking when they used the behavior or made the mistake, how can we help them learn from it? Another thing that we can do is to help our kids brainstorm ways to make amends or fix something, including a relationship, that might be broken. Then we can discuss ways to rebuild trust if that's what needs to be done. And we can point out how our child demonstrates really important character strengths and then determine together how those strengths could be used for a better result if a similar situation presents itself. Now, sometimes we are really in the middle of that discussion and we're going to give a compliment to our child, and there's that little piece of us that thinks, oh, I still have to say something about the mistake that you're making here. Otherwise, you won't really get it. So we give what we might consider backhanded compliments. Like, I see you as having great leadership skills. Other kids really follow you. Unfortunately, you're leading them down a negative path. Bam. I just negated the nice thing I said to you about the skills that you have. Or something like, hey, you have a great sense of humor and you're good at making people laugh. It's just that your jokes are getting the class off task. Again, bam, I just negated the compliment. You're making progress in doing your chores. I just wish you'd drop the attitude. And now we're back to building a wall with our child instead of a bridge. What we really need to do is just stop with the compliment. I see you as having great leadership skills. Other kids really follow you. You have a great sense of humor and you're good at making people laugh. Or you've done what I asked you to do, and I really appreciate how helpful you are. And if they've been showing attitude, ignore the attitude. Focus on the good thing that they did. They were helpful. They followed through with the expectation. When kids start to expect encouragement rather than punishment, they're actually more likely to admit to their mistakes and to be open to discussing the mistake and talking about how they can make amends. And as we go through this process of building encouragement and helping them figure out what they can do better next time, we're growing lots of really important skills here, like accountability, integrity, honesty. And that's what we really want to grow in our kids. And so I really recommend learning more about positive discipline because it gives parents and teachers a framework for giving our children encouragement, even in those tough times where they are misbehaving or making a mistake. It doesn't mean there's no accountability. We're going to build that into the encouragement process with some solution-focused discussions. And this is an encouragement model. So it's encouraging to us as parents and teachers, and everything we do with parents can also be applied to the classroom. It's an authoritative model rather than authoritarian or permissive. It emphasizes using kindness and firmness at the same time. So we're walking that line with kindness and firmness to be authoritative rather than authoritarian. It encourages us to help us find ways to maintain dignity and respect for ourselves and our children while we're working through these tough moments. And it leads us into problem solving and solution building so that hopefully our kids will learn from the mistake and not keep repeating it. So if you would like to learn more about positive discipline, I have 3 more classes coming up in May. Each one is set up as a separate activity, so you can come to all 3, or you can come to the ones that work best on your schedule. The more you come, the more tools you'll get for navigating these really important and exciting years of your child as a teenager, and we're shepherding them toward successful young adulthood. So this is a really great developmental period in which to enjoy them and help them learn really important skills. So if you would like to register, you can go to my website and click on upcoming workshops, and then you can see the schedule, and there's a registration button. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm going to stop sharing so I can see you again. I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you'll practice using some of these encouragement strategies the next time your teen misbehaves or makes a mistake. And I really hope you'll encourage yourself, because parenting is hard work, and it's heart work. So if I can be helpful to you on your parenting journey, please don't hesitate to reach out, email me, call me, text me, and I'll be glad to talk with you. And I look forward to seeing you soon.